Hey everybody, I'm Kid42 and welcome to Trivia Time. Today, I'm going to talk about the Kid Icarus series. So, without further ado, let's get on with the show. First up, we got the lead protagonist, Pit. Pit is based on the character Icarus from mythology. Icarus is a person who could fly with wings made from wax and feathers, but flew too close to the sun, which caused the wax to melt and he fall to his death. This is referenced in Uprising, where Pit can only fly for 5 minutes at a time before his wings will burn up and he'll fall to his death. And that's why the series is called Kid Icarus, because Pit is a Kid Icarus. Next up we have Arlon, a commander in the forces of nature. An Arlon species is never actually revealed in-game. However, due to the connection to nature, he might be based on a daemon, which is a nature spirit from Greek mythology. In Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters, there's an enemy called Putt, who is an evil clone of Pit. Putt here could have been inspiration for Dark Pit, Pit's evil clone for Kid Icarus Uprising. Speaking of Dark Pit, he's one of 2 characters of Kid Icarus Uprising who is an ally, boss, and playable character, the other one being Magnus. He is also one of 3 characters that play the role of mini-boss and chapter boss, the other 2 being Hades and the Huge Roar. In Chapter 18, Three Chaos, you briefly play as a little girl. Some fans speculate that Hades was referencing this particular girl on Chapter 10, The Wish Seed. Hades tells Pit and Palutena that one day he was adjusting his hair and driving a chariot when he accidentally ran over a girl's parents. Fans speculate that these were the girl's parents, explaining why she was in battlefield territory. Additionally, a girl is shown on the bottom screen joining the conversation between Hades, Pit and Palutena, resembling the girl in this chapter. According to Viridi, Pit is the only person that Python considers an equal. This may be due to the fact that Pit and Python are often both looked down upon by the gods. In one of the exceedingly rare cases of Nintendo nudity, in the original Kid Icarus manual, the siren enemy is depicted as nude. This was remedied in Kid Icarus Uprising, where she now wears a breastplate. However, one of the illustrations for Uprising depicts a siren with a new design, implying this was the original design before it was changed for obvious reasons. Of all the returning bosses for the original NES game, Twin Bells is the only one not to receive a speaking voice in Uprising. From a distance, parts of the underworld gatekeeper that are made up of golden gears resemble the Triforce from the Legend of Zelda series. The Mudrone is the only enemy in Kid Icarus Uprising that revives itself multiple times before being completely destroyed. As Reedy is a fortune teller and is unfamiliar with the passages from the Book of Divine Prophecy that Pyron quoted, it is possible that Pyron, given his knowledge about the Arum, summoned the Arum himself, was just covering his tracks. Aside from monoliths, Rosas are the only enemies in Kid Icarus Uprising that are shown to be completely indestructible. Although the Arum description clearly states that the Arum CO looks like nothing you've ever seen before, its attack pattern and animations are very similar to that of the Underworld's Shellbow. Although official artwork of the Uranos enemy depicts it breathing fire, it never uses this ability in-game. The Pythagoras enemy is one of the very few characters in the Kid Icarus series who's actually based on a historical figure, rather than a mythological one. In this case, he's based on Pythagoras, a Greek philosopher and mathematician. The 4th level, focusing on the Reapers, might be a reference to the Japanese superstition around the number 4, which is sometimes pronounced with the word shi, which also means death in Japanese. In Chapter 6, Dark Pit, the player can find the Gemini Orbiters, which is rather fitting because this chapter focuses on Pit and Dark Pit, who are twins in a sense. Chapter 18 is the only chapter that starts off with a ground battle rather than an air battle. Also, chapters 18 and 22 are the only chapters we get to play as characters other than Pit. And speaking of Chapter 22, it is the only chapter where you don't get to play as Pit at all, instead you play as Dark Pit. Chapter 19, The Lightning Chariot, is the only chapter in the game where Palutena does not make any sort of appearance, although she is referenced. Chapter 25 is the only chapter that takes place entirely in the air. It is also the only chapter that does not play the I'm finished fanfare when you get a game over. Interestingly, in the Japanese version of the game, Pit is the one who sneezes at the start of the chapter instead of Hades. It's unknown why this was changed in the English version. In the English version of the original Kid Icarus, the best ending has Pit become a fully grown angel and receive a kiss from Palutena. This ending does not exist in the Japanese version. Instead, the Japanese version has an extra bad ending where Pit is turned into a Specknose. Finally, if one observes the Ring of Chaos very carefully, there are what appears to be 2 sleeping angels etched inside, likely representing Pit and Dark Pit. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time on Trivia Time. Hey guys, if you like the video, give a big old thumbs up. And if you want to see some more Trivia Time episodes, try clicking on the thumbnails on the screen.